Hey everyone, Matt's Mox here, and today I'm going to teach you how to convert your model power 440 from N scale to HOn3. Get started, we're going to bring, well, I already did the job, but it's a lot more than just being cosmetic. As you can see, this baby is looking pretty good. We've got, obviously, we use the original boiler because the motor is part of the boiler. Take the tender off. The stack, a little small, so we had a new stack. We modified it. We took out the old LED because that wasn't needed. And, it looks pretty chill. We even reused the original back head. But the magic is underneath here. See, pilot truck is super easy. You just take the wheels off by taking off the whole truck. You pull the wheels a little bit, and there you go. Coupler, not as easy. You got to remount it a little higher so it can match your cars, but you could mount it however you want. This is just kind of how I mounted it on here. Tender, obviously, you got to replace the entire tender. I'm currently building up this nice one. These have 3D printed trucks made by my good friend Mateo, who's making other stuff that we've seen on this channel and will see very soon. But the drivers, what you do, you take off this plate here. Underneath, you got the gears. Now, you just pull the wheel sets out. These are just pins. They pull right out. You don't even need to remove the cylinders. But, very critically here, the drivers are actually loose fits. So when they come off, they just pop right off and go flying. So, to remount them at this wider gauge, you gotta basically get them in gauge, make sure they're lined up perfectly, then add a dab of hot glue inside of each one of these points. That holds the wheels on perfectly. Then you gotta bend the contacts to meet the wheels again. Reapply the rods. Again, make sure your wheels are perfectly quartered and everything. And, that was pretty much it. Obviously, you do have to cut the tender connections and the tender wires. You could make it so it's DC. I have it cut and left like this because I have a DCC decoder I'm going to put in this engine. In a future video, you'll actually be able to see it converted up. Now, a little downside about reusing the original boiler, as you can see from this side, you got that nice gap where the old air compressor was. On this specific engine that I'm modeling, that's kind of just open like that. However, for you can do whatever you want. This engine is the perfect wheelbase if you want to do Lady Edith of the Cabin and Litrum in HO scale. So Irish modelers, pay attention. And hey, you could fit a Keep Alive because you don't need this boiler shell. You can make a new one. Fit the motor. Man, it could be even better. Again, perfect for that. It's perfect for the Newport and Sherman Valley modelers and the Maryland Central modelers if you want to do that stuff. Which again, great. If you want just a small Crown or American theme park style engine, again, perfect for that. You get a nice small 440 that's decently powerful. You can shuffle a few cars around or even just pull a short little excursion consist. I say about 4 cars is its max. If you have steep grades on your layout, like some Rio Grande modelers, you'll probably get about 3 cars out of it. But for an engine of its size, with its 36-inch drivers, which also are spaced perfectly for Wannabe 9, but this chassis is not easy to modify. It's possible. But, yeah. So now you know how to convert it. Of course, I did New Berlin Winfield number 1. That's why it kind of looks the way it does. Smoke box should be longer for what I'm modeling, but that's fine by me because, it's my railroad, my rules. So, that's it for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Again, just to go over again, all you need to do, you gotta take off the front truck, pull the wheels on that, so they're spaced perfectly. Then on the rear sets, you take off that bottom plate. Let me show you again. That bottom plate's only held on with 2. That third screw just kind of gets lost. And then you pull the wheels with your wheel puller. Always have a wheel puller. And it's really simple. You just then hot glue them in place once you got them all lined up in that. because they are a bit loose fit. Make sure they are hot glue before you test it, because the wheels will fall right off and get out of quarter. And then, once everything's back together, you're good to go. You just need to wire it and get going. Yeah, that's a recap.